Thank you, Dr. Duyan, for joining us again today. We've spent the last few times really talking about your journey, your professional, and how it led up into your professional work, as well as some tips for clinicians who are working with Black Caribbean immigrants, as well as Black Caribbean immigrants, what they might look for in terms of their therapists or providers. Outside of the space of mental health and wellness, I'm wondering if you have any tips or tricks for Black Caribbean immigrants who are navigating this space in the United States.
Tips and tricks for navigating outside of mental health. I guess it is potentially remembering that you and your culture are valuable and have probably, in one way or another, directly contributed to the fabric of America, whether you're aware of it or not. Just know that that is true. Whether it is your music, your food, or soldiers, you're probably contributed to the fabric of America in one way or another. But do find your people, right? And they don't necessarily have to be other Black Caribbean immigrants, but find your people. If you haven't found them yet, know that they exist. Whatever you're interested in, there are people who want or are interested in doing that thing, whether that is music, whether that is a hobby. Find your folks. Join a Facebook group, join a meetup, sit in a coffee shop and look for who's interested in conversation. Find your people. 2, connect to yourself. So connect to what reminds you of home, makes you feel connected to home. And oftentimes this is language, food, and or practices. So whatever you used to do back home that feels really important to you, and if you can, try to keep it up here as well. So if every morning you had a certain type of breakfast or you did a certain religious practice, try your best to keep it up because it will keep you grounded in the part of you that probably felt more grounded when you were at home. If you didn't feel grounded at home, find a new place to ground yourself in the States. So find a practice, find a daily habit, something that reminds you that you are important, that you're doing good things, and that you're like loved in the world, right? So everything's about just improving your overall well-being. Find something that keeps you grounded and connected. So I think those might be my 2 tips, like just find your people and find or keep a practice that keeps you grounded to yourself.
I really love that those tips because there's so much destabilization that occurs when you uproot. Whether it's physical uprooting of a plant or metaphorical uprooting of an individual and going into a new place. And to settle in, the plant as well as the individual will need nurturing and support. You know, I asked the question outside of mental health, but so much is related back into mental health and sense of well-being. Really, you can't have health. You can't really move forward in your life in a good way, thriving, if you don't take care of your mind and take care of your mental health. And so I invariably find that we come back to that space a lot, even outside of this conversation. For a person to thrive, what can help them feel good about themselves? What can help them shore up their mental health? And so we thank you for those tips for individuals who might be exploring coming to the United States for the first time or have been here for a long time. Thank you.